What's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy, Saucy Boys. We back in another video, man. Today, we got a little bit of crime videos, man. And this is something that some of y'all suggested. Mom walks with dead 3-year-old in stroller. Immediate death penalty, just based off this title. Quick thing, though. I've been doing some digging, man. Y'all know the Epstein files came out. And let's just say, I may have uncovered some crazy stuff. Alright? I haven't seen it on Instagram, TikTok, none of that, right? I've been doing a little bit of digging while I was at work in my own free time. Let's just say I have a full video, a full crime video that I'm going to make. It's going to take me maybe another week or so. But just know, there's a whole murder solved through one case file that I found. Say goodbye.
I get him in trouble. I have nothing. I have no support. I have nobody.
What are you protecting? What happened?
I was gonna be next.
After years in foster care, a 3-year-old boy is reunited with his mother, only to suffer a horrific accident just 3 months later. But the truth is written on his small body, and it paints a far darker picture than anyone has been led to believe.
Some people just can't be parents.
Told her to stick to the story, or you'll never see it again.
Just hold on, Pops. Just hold on.
The following is based on official police records, and most of the footage has never been seen before until now. At 3:20 p.m., June 14th, 2023, dispatchers in Cleveland, Ohio receive an urgent call to 911.
Cleveland EMS, what's the address to the emergency?
Yes, we need some paramedic here on 79th and Euclid here, and I believe this Gordon Square.
Is this at the Family Dollar?
Stop breathing. I guess he fell at a park, a water park. She's been.
Officers with the Cleveland Division of Police arrive on scene, where paramedics have already begun life-saving efforts on 3-year-old Curtis Witcher, who is still unresponsive.
Did you see what happened in there?
No, he was not here. She came up and ran in the dollar store and asked all of us for our phones. Y'all called 911. I was on the ground with the, I don't mean to call him this, but the Caucasian man. He was giving them air and I was trying to search for his pulse. He did not have a pulse since he got here.
I mean, what happened to the baby though? Like,
We don't know. She said he fell. Yeah, she understands.
I'm sure
She had two
fell.
kids with her. A double
They said,
stroller.
are they going to take him to the hospital?
Yeah, we're going right now.
Okay, but do you know if he has a pulse yet, at least?
We want to talk to her. She said in the back she ran.
And she's pregnant too.
Yeah.
You guys are going to Rainbow Babies? Okay, we'll see you at the hospital.
With the mother in distress, the officer instead heads inside to speak with a store employee in the hopes of getting more information.
She says she was at a water park somewhere and her baby fell. She came in here and asked me if I would call 911. She said that nobody would call 911 for her. I don't know where it happened, but when she got here, the baby was unconscious.
He also learns the mother had a second child with her, and they both arrived in a double stroller.
The one that's in the ambulance,
where I'm going,
the one
and then I'll go
that's,
back.
was perfectly fine, was back here.
Yeah. Okay.
So when me and the white guy came outside, he just straight unstrapped him and took him out and laid him on the ground and gave him CPR until you guys got here.
He was just limp.
Backup arrives and quickly gets caught up to speed.
Okay, so mom's right here in this white van. Ron's in the back of there. They've got a 3-year-old. They're working on him. I don't think she's not conscious, not breathing. They're doing CPR right now. I don't
Do
think
we know the circumstances?
not the mother's hysterical right now, so I didn't even try to talk to her. She's in the white van in the back. Yeah, she's got another.
Make sure we get her information.
Yeah.
Please.
The mother is identified as 30-year-old Tamika Eggleton, and she's transported along with both children, 3-year-old Curtis and 1-year-old John, to Rainbow Babies and Children's Hospital. Meanwhile, officers attempt to figure out where Curtis may have suffered the fall, but hit a dead end.
She said this happened at a water park. Is there like an outdoor kids
That's
pool
what
or
I'm
something
saying. Not
around
that
here?
I know of what kind of sprinkles machine would be over here.
Water park? Everyone's in. Like, it don't even look like summertime.
With no water parks nearby, officers radio their colleagues at the hospital, hoping they can ask the mom for a specific location.
Very hard to get
Dirty ass stroller.
Right. She said the kid fell on his head at the water park. She put him in the stroller just for a little bit so he, calm down and recover. And then moments later, this happened. The little kid was unresponsive.
Tragically, just 40 minutes after the initial call to 911,
If a kid fell, if it did happen, right? That obviously is bullshit. Her story is terrible. But if your kid were to fall, a 3-year-old kid were to fall and bang his head at a water park, one that probably slipped and fell, so he probably hit his head pretty hard. It ain't like he just knocked his head or like he banged like something light to where it's like not that deep. But if he is at a water park, more likely he probably slipped and literally like cracked his head on the floor. According to her. Why would you put him in a stroller to recover? Say goodbye, bro. Just
3-year-old Curtis Witcher was pronounced.
we need to bring back some
deceased.
things that we used to do back in the
His
day to people that
autopsy the
committed
next
crimes, bro.
morning would shatter any notion of an
I'm not sure if I can
accidental
say on
death.
YouTube, but
And following several shocking discoveries, his
just
death
know we need to
was
bring back
ruled a
some of the ways that
homicide.
we used to like.
Tamika's 1-year-old is removed.
Jail's
from
not
care,
enough.
and an investigation begins.
Jail's not enough.
Detectives soon learned that
Death
3-year-old
penalty,
Curtis
not
had
enough.
only recently been returned to Tamika's custody in January.
Wait, let me go
after
back. Hold on, I was
discovery
yap
that her
tagging. All right.
They don't want you to know about it.
Hey, did you know you might get a big
Get out my face, bro.
Moments later, this happened. The little kid was unresponsive.
Tragically, just 40 minutes after the initial call to 911, 3-year-old Curtis Witcher was pronounced deceased. His autopsy the next morning would shatter any notion of an accidental death, and following several shocking discoveries, his death was ruled a homicide. Tamika's
Wow.
1-year-old is removed from her care, and an
Good.
investigation begins. Detectives soon learned that 3-year-old Curtis had only recently been returned to Tamika's custody in January, after spending most of
Like-
Curtis had only recently been returned to
What is this like
Tamika's custody.
dirty like mild cauliflower with a pair of J's? What's that, like rice cakes or something?
In January,
Pill?
after spending most of his life in foster care. Protective supervision ended only 3 months ago.
Why was he taken away from you?
I was hospitalized with him when I was pregnant for a couple months. I lost my home because I couldn't pay my rent because I was hospitalized for all them months. Basically, I grew up in foster care. I have no support.
No one
So,
cares, bro.
I couldn't take care of him because I didn't have support.
But
You
this
can't
isn't
take
the
care of
whole
him.
truth. And as the investigators are about to learn, getting any semblance of honesty from Tamika will be easier said than done.
She's definitely lying about all that
Already
bullshit.
she's told
Bro,
me
like
about-
I could never be like the people that sit in there and like question them in those rooms. Bro, I'm gonna keep it a bean. I'm that worker. Immediately, as soon as she started talking all bullshit and lies, Huss! I'm sorry, man, but
just lie about
she
where
would have to
Curtis
get,
suffered his
bro,
injury,
5-knuckle
or
shuffled.
that's easy enough to
Like
disprove.
just look at her. Glasses crooked, like she just looks dirty. Bonnet on, not surprised. Tamika Eggleton, like just innocent kid, bro. Innocent
While at
kid.
the hospital, Tamika told an officer the name of the splash park was at the Lonnie Burton Recreation Center, a 2-mile walk from the Family Dollar.
Can you hear me, Sergeant? Yes. All right.
She's not walking
Did
2
you,
miles. Just look at her.
Review the video and download the video from Splash Park and the surrounding.
She knows she's cooked. Look at her.
Okay, and did I send you a photograph of the female I was looking for?
Yes, you did.
Okay, did you see that female at any moment?
Nope.
At the park on Wednesday the 14th?
No, she was never there.
Okay, and then you spoke to a worker there?
Yeah, we have a resident worker who mans the splash park when it's open, and she never saw that female or those children there either.
Okay. All right, thank you so much, Sergeant.
You
I just
weren't
wanted
there.
to hear it.
We was there. We was there.
All right.
Like, what are you off K2 and Coke?
Promise you.
But even the
I promise
paramedics
you.
who initially
Like-
found Curtis and his tragic state noticed something was off with Tamika's
People like
story.
this, bro.
I guess she pushed him there in the stroller.
How did he end up at Dollar General? And
Doesn't make any sense.
he didn't appear to be, but he was wearing a bathing suit.
Aside from Curtis being completely dry, paramedics documented something else that was even more alarming.
The report EMS is stating that Curtis was cold and clammy to the touch.
When?
That when EMS arrived on scene.
As the detective steps out to take a phone call, his colleague gently presses Tamika to start telling the truth.
He had been deceased for some time, enough for his body temperature to give them that feeling of being cold and clammy. Does that make sense?
No, ma'am.
Lying.
If he was unresponsive earlier than you thought, and you just don't want to say.
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't know. I wouldn't know. I didn't know.
He's with you, so.
Literally.
Yes, when he was in the stroller, thought he was asleep. Both of my kids was asleep. They do this every time I put them in the stroller and we take a long walk. They will fall asleep. I'm thinking my baby is asleep.
Lying. Bro, I'm blitzing her, bro. I'm keeping it being, bro. I'm jumping across this table and just... Come here. Like... Bro, you're just lying. You're lying, bro. Just stop talking, bro. You're lying.
When he returns, the detective shares a
Just
disturbing
lying, bro.
detail from Curtis's autopsy.
Like, you think
One
it's
that sets Tamika on a
1473,
defensive
like,
path.
GBC? Like...
Marks across here, and they were like almost like whip marks, okay? And they called pattern, so it was consistent all through his midsection.
Wow.
Okay. Bad enough where even the tip of his penis is damaged.
Unsettling as it is, the worst details are still to come.
There's no way it gets worse, bro.
Sir, right-handed, I don't whoop my kids.
Then who does?
Robert chastised them. Well, not them, but Robert chastised them. I don't whoop my kids.
Robert is the father of 3-year-old Curtis, as well as the 1-year-old and Tamika's unborn child.
You had a kid with her, bro? 2 kids with her?
Like he'll pop them, or like he'll punch them, or not like, no, not with a lot of force, or he'll hit him in his thighs.
Punch him.
If he pee on himself, he'll chastise.
Investigators later sat down with Robert in an effort to confirm her claims, but by his account, Tamika is solely responsible for discipline, as he doesn't live with her and is rarely around the children.
So you don't know what her form of discipline is?
In my eyes, put him in the corner, don't give him no snacks. That's what she presents to me.
I don't whoop my kids. I do. You stand in the corner. That is my punishments, because I know how it feels to get beat.
You're lying.
Punishments is standing in the corner. I've never.
She needs to get tied to a pole, bro, and just tie her to a pole, right? Nah, bro, no, bro. Tie her. Just tie her up. Tie her to the pole, bro.
She wants you?
Tie her to the pole. Right in the middle of like Times Square, and just leave a whole bunch of devices around her.
That made Robert particularly angry.
Did Robert put his hands on you?
Go ahead and lie.
How physical does that get?
Bad. One time, he gave me a black eye. I had to cover it up because I didn't want them to take John. Stupid, and I stayed, but he's all I had.
During one supervised visit in February, just 4 months earlier, Tamika reported to a caseworker that Robert had been abusing her for months and struck Curtis after he urinated on himself.
Do you own your own home?
How true is that? You can't believe anything she says, so it's hard to believe that that's even true.
Robert, however, denied any abuse at the time and said that he would stay away from Tamika.
He's all I have. He's all I have, and if I get him in trouble, I have nothing. I have no support.
No one's feeling like empathetic. No sympathy at all. Like none.
Are you willing to go to prison for the rest of your life for Robert?
No.
No, she doesn't need prison, bro.
We need to know.
Right to a pole. Baseball bat. Nunchucks.
Down this path of trying to cover something.
Leave it all around her.
Separate yourself from the child that you have.
Do what you gotta do.
And you're
Each person.
Separate yourself from the child that you're carrying.
Finally, Tamika begins to open up to the detectives, sharing what happened on the morning of Curtis's death.
Robert gets up before me. That's how.
He doesn't live there.
I had woke up because and I'm like, it's still dark outside. Like, what is he crying for? You know, he's like, oh, I just whipped him because he just peed through the bed. And if y'all go to my house, y'all will see his drawers, the same drawers that he had on when he went to sleep, is sitting in my bathroom on the floor, pissy. His whole bed is still pissy,
You
and
didn't
that's in the
clean it?
living room.
Though not on the bathroom floor, crime scene investigators do locate a pair of stained children's underwear in Tamika's apartment bathtub.
He wasn't himself that morning. After he whipped him, Robert, he wasn't himself. He was coughing. He wasn't himself. He didn't want to eat. He didn't want to drink nothing. I made his favorite food. He didn't even want to eat the pizza. That's still, nigga, I'll go to my house. I even wrapped it up in aluminum foil, put it in a plastic bag. We was gonna eat it when we got home. He didn't even want to eat. He
So
didn't
that's
drink
not
nothing. He didn't want to drink
alarming that
no
none of
water.
these
He didn't
things he
want
didn't want to drink,
nothing.
eat, nothing?
He didn't want anything. So
If
he
we're true.
he probably still he probably just not on it. He not feeling good. That's what I'm thinking.
He's a
You know what I'm
3-year-old
thinking?
kid,
You
bro.
know he about to
You
die.
think
And
he's
I'm
like,
none of that. I'm not thinking none of that. He said that his chest was hurting from his dad whooping him. And when I confronted Robert about it, I was gonna be next. I'm so sorry. I should have never let him whoop him. I didn't know. I didn't know how severe it was.
The detective moves closer to Tamika, offering her.
she's lying. She's just straight lying. She's just, bro, this whoever this worker is, bro, put her in a headlock, bro. Straight full Nelson. She's lying. So you didn't know how bad it was, right? But the kid was refusing to eat, drink, he was coughing, his chest was hurting. If a 3-year-old kid was acting that way, your own kid, after he got quote unquote whooped, you're not gonna take him to the hospital just to get him checked. Even if you came up with a whole false story to prevent getting in trouble for, you know what I'm saying, the whooping. You could have just went and just made up, oh, he's not feeling the best, he's saying his, whatever. You didn't even do that. You just threw him in a stroller, went for a walk, quote unquote, and then he just died. But you didn't know how bad it was. So you didn't change him, you didn't get him dressed to go out, you didn't to see the whip marks that are across his like his abdomen or whatever, his like his legs and all of that. You didn't see that? Right. You have no idea.
Comfort
Right.
as she urges her to own up to an earlier lie.
So you never went to the splash park?
No, that was the story he told me to tell.
Everything's on him.
Who told you to tell?
Robert. Robert told me to say that. Robert, I don't.
She just lost.
I don't want to get hurt anymore.
Why would Robert tell you to say you took him to the park?
Because we didn't. We just got them back. We didn't want to lose them again.
Okay, but who was he afraid of finding out?
But child services.
From what?
Okay. Robert wasn't even supposed to be around them.
Okay.
At all. They didn't want Robert around the kids at all because he was beating on me. They didn't want him around them, but I was still allowing him because that's their dad.
Yeah.
Robert has yet to hear any of Tamika's allegations against him. When asked, he openly admits that despite promising to stay away from Tamika, he spent the night with her on the eve of Curtis's murder. But by his account, Curtis was fine and unharmed when he left for work early the following morning.
Dirty ass
all
house.
day until receiving the tragic news of his son's death.
What I don't understand though is there be people's houses that are like that, right? They're just less fortunate, whatever the case. Like, I don't know, they're cooked. How? Right? You don't have a job. Unfortunately, whatever the case. In her situation, it's not unfortunate. She's cooked. Whatever. She has whatever. No one feels bad for her. But in the situations where it's like these type of people, right? That are just always like, you know what I'm saying? Like, most of the people that are like committing these type of weird crimes or doing some crazy stuff don't got a job. They're living in like trailers or they're living in like these. How is their house always just dirty? You don't do nothing all day. You don't got a job. They're not like taking care of the kids properly. They're not taking care of themselves properly. Like, you're just disgusting. How is your house look like just dirty? I don't know.
Investigators act on Tamika's claims.
I guess they just don't care.
Realizing the story
I mean,
they've been
look at the
told
things
is
they do.
about to take a much darker turn.
I need to hear his side of the story.
Did you lose money sports betting on
You
DraftKings
imagine this
or
worker just blitzed the dude?
We may be able to help you get significant compensation.
You're gonna be under arrest right now.
I love my son.
I understand.
I've done nothing.
This is nothing personal, but because it's a 3-year-old
man. That was my little man. I love my man.
You're gonna be held overnight. We gotta verify your story because she made.
That was my little man.
See, this is the crazy part. She went in that room and just completely was just lying. I'm assuming on probably every single thing that she said. Was talking about the water park thing. You lied about that. When you got into this room and they took your kid and all of that stuff, you found out that your kid was dead, and they asked you again if you were at that water park, or they were on the phone and they were talking to the place, and the place was saying that they never seen her and everything. She's like, "We were there, I promise. We were there, I promise." Why didn't you just instantly confess right then and there? Why did it take so much going and so much attempting to lie and fake crying and all of that for you to say that, quote unquote, it was all his fault? He was doing it. He was beating you. He beat the kids. Or he beat the kid. He's the one that caused it. Said you're next and all this stuff to hide out from child protective service because he wasn't supposed to be near the kid and all of that. Okay. How did it take so long for you to get to that stage? But you were just lying, bro.
Whole bunch of allegations.
I hope this dude has nothing to do involved with it, bro.
Okay.
He should have stayed in foster care if he was gonna be like this. I would have left him there. He would have been better off there with them.
Robert's sister, who has been suspicious of Tamika's story from the start, enters the room to comfort her brother, and the detectives explain why he's been placed in handcuffs.
She finally admitted that she did not go to the splash park. Okay. But she's saying that she had to say that because Robert told her to stick to the story or you'll never see it again.
Just hold on, Poppy. Just hold on, Poppy. Just hold on, Poppy. That's why you have your job. That's why you have your job to back you up. And
so that's what we have to look into. And this is the key point. Okay, Curtis was heavily abused. He had bruises from head to toe.
The signs are what may have you, like, we had our suspicions.
So was trying to tell me something.
Yeah, him, not being able to use the bathroom, potty train correctly.
You always cry when I leave.
So it was like, we kind of figured, but we didn't know.
Robert did mention that she wanted him to discipline, but he said he wouldn't.
And he never, we never, believe, we believe in disciplining our children, but not to that magnitude. He always wanted to be.
Say with my daughter, she'll tell you how much she loves me and how much I love her.
And my children, he helped me raise my two children.
With him, how much I love him when he with me.
Robert claims that he wasn't even told why his son was placed in foster care in the first place. But according to police records, Curtis was removed from their care as an infant due to neither parent being able to provide stable housing, as well as Tamika's ongoing mental health issues, which, quote, interfere housing was removed from their care as an infant due to neither parent being able to provide stable housing, as well as Tamika's ongoing mental health issues.
Like, imagine going in his bathroom to take a shower, bro. I would feel dirty as soon as I got out the shower. Immediately, I would feel dirty when I got out that shower. Immediately. Are there 2 shower curtains on the shower? What is all of this?
Which, quote, interfere with her ability to provide adequate care for the children. Further records reveal that Tamika has lost custody of all of her children except 1-year-old John.
She has 5 kids? Child number 1, approximately 11 years old and lost custody, unknown father. Okay. Child 2, approximately 8 or 9 years old, who is in custody of the father's Read. Child number 2, approximately 8 or 9 years old, who is in custody of the father's grandfather. Okay. So she doesn't have that dude that whatever has that kid. Child number 3, approximately 7 or 8 years old. Child was taken away. Okay. Child number 4, the victim of this case, the father is okay. So both of these. So these 2 kids are child 4 and 5. So she had 3. Like, bro, we gotta set a limit on how many kids people can have, bro. You can't go past 3. I'm gonna keep it a bean. You can't go past 3 kids. If you have more than 3 kids, honestly, you're just spamming. You're literally just spamming. 1. All right, maybe we can let 3 past 3 slide if you're deemed worthy. You got to fill out paperwork. You got to submit something. You got to be rich. You got to have at least prove that it's a livable situation for more than 4 kids, whatever. She got not only 1 kid taken, not only 2 kids taken, but 3 kids taken, and you're still allowed to have kids. How? It's got to be illegal. Our world's cooked, bro. Our world's genuinely cooked. She lost all 3 of her kids, lost him for some time, and then just had him. Like, you're just spamming kids.
Has lost custody of all of her children except 1-year-old John.
Then she mentioned about she had another baby that passed away, but he was buried in Georgia.
What?
You. Just you.
What,
Building your
bro?
app.
No, bro. She's got to get trick shot it.
She never mentioned the baby's name or anything like that, and all she said was, you know, I got a child here and a child in Georgia that's already buried, and I don't know if I want to bury my child or cremate. We never even knew about the birth of the other.
2 girls and another boy.
Curtis's foster mother, Michelle, raised and took care of him since he was just 1 week old. According to court documents, Tamika attended weekly visits, bonded with the baby, and even fed and changed him. However, as time progressed, she began threatening and cursing at caseworkers, refusing to take her medications, failing drug screens, and visiting less often.
Oh yeah, no,
But
she's
according
not
to
taking her
Tamika,
medicine and she's a
she had
junkie.
serious concerns
She's
about
off
their
it.
level of care.
I had an issue with the foster people whooping him.
Lying.
I have paperwork where I used to complain when my son used to come visit us with black eyes, bleeding in his ears. He had whips. He had scratch marks. He had all around his neck. He had
Lying.
all around his neck.
Lying.
He had scratch marks. I used to complain about that, and they said there was nothing that I could do because he was not in my care.
This is far from the truth. While concerns were...
That doesn't even make logical sense. He's in foster care. You're complaining to the foster care system, right, that this kid has whip marks, scratch marks, black eyes. And they said there's nothing they can do about it because it's not in your care. Bro.
Raised about Curtis's safety and well-being.
Bro.
Those complaints came from his foster family. One report, for example, said Tamika was allowed overnight visits, but Curtis would return wearing the same clothes, which were soaked
in the same clothes soaked in urine.
No complaints were made about the foster family regarding scratches, black eyes, welts, or bleeding while Curtis was in their care.
Of course not.
I should have protected you.
She's still lying. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm gonna go insane. I'm gonna lose my mind. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose my mind. But this can't be like, this has to be a fake human.
Domestic violence, grand theft auto, resisting arrest, contempt of court, assault, and aggravated menacing. And despite a documented history of not completing drug screens or attending counseling, in January of 2023, Judge Allison Floyd ordered 3-year-old Curtis to be returned to his mother's full custody and terminated protective supervision. In her order, she ruled that the child's return to the home of Tamika Eggleton, quote, will not be contrary to the child's best interest.
The doctor said he had extremely amount bruising, a lot in the neck area, in the midsection, and a lot of what she considered blunt force trauma. She also said the damage that was a fatal damage was a laceration to his heart, and that is caused by striking him something hard. And according to the medical examiner, that
Why are you crying?
he pretty much passed away immediately.
Given this fact, it's difficult to imagine Tamika would not have known the toddler was deceased before she placed him in the stroller.
Like, what is that outfit?
Story that Robert's sister finds highly suspicious.
She was like, "Well, I put him in a stroller, and we walked to the plaza." And she said that when she was at the plaza, that's when she turned around and noticed that Curtis was unresponsive. She said she just bust out screaming, and then it was a crowd of people, and she said that a man came and got him out the stroller and did CPR.
That is true.
And by the time the paramedics, police came, he was already gone.
According to the autopsy, the 3-year-old was likely deceased before he was ever put in the stroller. Abrasions and lacerations covered his head, neck, and torso, the bruising pattern consistent with being hit by a belt. He was struck with such force that it lacerated the back of his heart, causing his chest cavity to fill with blood.
But that's fucking sad, bro.
I didn't know.
He lost that blood so quick, he would not have lived for minutes.
I didn't know, sir.
What happened?
I'm telling you, that's what happened. That is exactly what happened. That is exactly what happened.
Bro, I'm this worker, bro. Soon as she says that, head like this, boom, right on the table. Boom, 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 boom. Immediately, bro. You're lying. Like, how can you just continuously keep lying in that weak-ass outfit?
And you just put him in a stroller.
It doesn't even fit her.
He hopped in a stroller, and you walk around random.
She's lying, bro. People like this gotta go, bro. You can't, you just...
And then I'm thinking that they both fell asleep. And he wasn't breathing. I didn't know none of that. I didn't know.
Surveillance footage shows Tamika casually walking down the street toward the Family Dollar. Her 1-year-old child in the back appears upright and alert, but 3-year-old Curtis is slumped over the front, completely unmoving in his seat. Given more time to think, Tamika recalls that Robert is the one who ultimately put him in the
stroller. That outfit is just cooking me, bro.
Put him in the stroller. Put his seatbelt on him. We started walking the path that we said, and we went our separate ways.
So when you guys, was Robert planning on going to Family Dollar with you?
I believe so. I can't really say
Lying.
I believe he was, and he had received a phone call, and he kissed us, and he went his separate way.
But this remains to be seen, given Robert's claims he was at work all morning. Surveillance footage captures the moment she arrived at the Family Dollar around 3:08 p.m., but the video does little to support her claims that this is the moment she discovered the 3-year-old unresponsive.
Has Kyrie texted you back?
I don't want to talk about it.
How was the math test?
When
Junkie,
she
bro.
arrives, Tamika pushes the stroller to the side and simply stands around until a man hands her a flyer. She tucks it into the stroller and, without acknowledging her children, continues to simply linger nearby.
She's probably trying to get
Finally,
drugs.
She peeks into the store, but doesn't appear to ask anyone for help before closing the door. Then, without ever once touching Curtis, checking for a pulse, or attempting to wake him, she heads inside and asks for a phone to dial 911. Only now does the gathering crowd realize the toddler is pale and unresponsive. Bystanders quickly pull him from the seat and lay him on the curb to perform CPR, while Tamika begins jumping up and down as if in a sudden state of panic. The store manager describes the whole incident as feeling staged.
That's like the worst stage thing I've ever seen in my life.
Mother, she didn't. We had asked her so what do you want to do as an idea as far as services, stuff like that. She was walking around normally, like nothing really happened.
Regardless, given Tamika's damning allegations against Robert, the detective says his hands are tied and he has no choice but to hold him in jail overnight while they investigate. Given a moment alone, Robert calls his daughter to explain that he won't be able to pick her up tonight.
I'm gonna need you to stay with your uncle because I told you she said she was gonna tell her a whole bunch of stuff, and they gotta verify my story.
Okay.
see you tomorrow, okay?
Something to smile
He then
about here.
talks to his daughter's mother, who speaks out in protest once she learns that Robert will be going to jail.
You can't put somebody in jail without they can't do that. Like, what the f are they?
They can do that, sadly. That's our system. It's cooked.
Oh my God, because I'm trying to get work, and at this point, I'm ready to come up there because that doesn't sound like something that should be happening, Bobby. And you trying to grieve your son, and you trying to, and they trying to put you in a jail cell to collaborate this, to collaborate that. And I understand, you know, but it just don't seem like proper protocol when you got somebody to say that I was at this place at that time. That's your story. You been with things for the baby. Ain't nothing ever happened to my child.
Still, they're told there's nothing anyone can do but wait for the evidence to come
Bro
to
looks
light.
like Ludacris.
I love you, Bobby. I love you. We're gonna take care of this. We're gonna get through this. I'll see you tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
That's so sad for
Investigators
this
would
dude.
later confirm that Robert got on a bus to work as early as 8:19 a.m., nearly 7 hours before Tamika would begin her walk to Family Dollar. Time cards and surveillance would prove he remained at work until he received the call about his son. Additionally, after speaking with a neighbor, investigators learned that Tamika would often talk about Robert, complaining that he would not discipline the children or so much as raise his voice. Tamika's own foster mother would go on to describe her as someone who could lie very convincingly, but the evidence speaks volumes.
There was nothing convincing about
Robert
her
was
lies.
released after spending one night in jail with no formal charges
He should
against him.
they should
In
have
a
press charges on them.
devastating discovery, Curtis's autopsy revealed evidence that he had been beaten repeatedly in the months leading up to his death.
That's
A
fucking sad,
reality
bro.
that cut deepest for his foster mother, Michelle. After he was returned to Tamika, Michelle still tried to visit and look after him, refusing to stop caring for the child she loved and had planned to adopt. 5 days following the murder of 3-year-old Curtis Witcher, 30-year-old Tamika Eggleton was arrested and later indicted on 1 count of aggravated murder, 2 counts of murder, 1 count of felonious assault, and 1 count of endangering children. In September of 2023, Tamika gave birth to her new baby. According to court documents, the infant and her 1-year-old son had been placed in a foster care home together.
Good.
On June 11th, 2024, Tamika pleaded guilty as part of a plea deal, and 2 of the 5 counts were dropped.
Why?
During sentencing, Tamika told the judge, "I should have never gotten him back. I wasn't fit to be a mother." Curtis's foster mother, Michelle, also delivered a statement. She faced Tamika directly and told her, "You are no mother. You're a monster." The judge sentenced Tamika Eggleton to a total of 31 to 35 years to life in prison, with 409 days credited for time served. If you'd like to see some
No. It should be immediately you're done. Like, Times Square, rope around the legs, rope around up here like these, stuck to a pole. Bat, hockey stick, a toaster, shit, a stick, anything you like, just leave items around it and just leave her there. Whoever wants to do something, just do it. It's legal. Perfectly legal. Perfectly legal. We'll be back in 24 hours. In those 24 hours, do whatever y'all want to do. If she ain't, I don't know if I could use, if she's not deleted within those 24 hours, they're going to come and just immediately one tap. Immediately one tap her. Simple as that, bro. Like, bro, it's like, I genuinely think if you were to come in here, even if she came in and she pled and she told the truth, you're still cooked, you're done. But the fact that she came in here, not only did she lie about the story, she staged it. She lied. So she had already known he was dead when she put him in the stroller. She knew it. She knew. So she staged it. So you already killed him. You staged it. Then you lied about where you were, what happened. Then you lied on the dude that was the father of the kid. You lied on his name, had him in jail for a night. And you just kept lying. That has to be, and it's life sentence. Immediately on that. Not even talking about the murder. That double life sentence. As soon as you get anything above a life sentence, that's when you go down to Times Square. Simple as that. Let me know what y'all think, man, in the comments. What y'all think about this whole situation, man. And, like, I mean, our justice system is baked. Like, after all these Epstein files and all this stuff coming out, I mean, our world's cooked. Like, honestly, like, we're baked, bro. We're baked. There's so much worse going on in the world than, like, this is something, like, simple compared to really, like, all the other stuff. Like, not saying that this is insane. Like, this is just not okay. But compared to what's really going on, shit, this is like, bro, a brush on the shoulder. But, you know, our justice system's cooked. Everything in our world's baked. Baked butter bean, bro. So, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If y'all want to see more crime videos like these, man, because I love crime type of stuff, man. Those are my type of, like, favorite TV shows, movies. Y'all let me know if y'all want to see more of these, man. Appreciate y'all. We out.